The call came at 3:17 a.m. Marcus was awake, but he wasn't moving. He had learned over the years that waking up suddenly in the middle of the night usually meant one of two things: his upstairs neighbor pacing again, or the old radiator in his Chicago apartment screaming like it always did in winter. This time it was neither. It was his phone. The screen lit up his dark bedroom with a pale blue glow. Unknown number. He almost ignored it. Nobody calls at 3:17 in the morning unless something has gone very wrong. The phone stopped ringing. Then it rang again. Marcus sighed, reached over, and answered. Hello. For a few seconds, there was nothing, just breathing. Slow. Wet. Too close to the microphone. Hello, he said again. A voice finally spoke, quiet and strained. Marcus, don't turn around. His stomach dropped instantly. The voice on the phone was his own. He sat up in bed, heart hammering. What the hell is this? He whispered. On the line, his voice continued, shaky now. You woke up when the phone rang. You're sitting on the edge of the bed. You're wearing the gray T-shirt. Marcus froze. That was exactly what he was wearing. Listen to me, the voice said. If you hear footsteps in the hallway, hang up. Do not look at the door. Marcus's eyes slid toward his bedroom door, without him meaning to. It was cracked open just enough to show the dark hallway beyond. No, Marcus said. This isn't funny. Who is this? The breathing on the other end quickened. I already asked those questions. It doesn't answer. A soft sound echoed through the apartment. A footstep. Not loud, not rushed. Just the careful sound of someone placing their weight down, as if testing the floor. The voice on the phone whispered urgently, Hang up, now! Marcus slammed the phone down onto the bed. The apartment fell silent. No footsteps, no breathing, no sound at all. After nearly a minute, Marcus laughed weakly. His heart was still racing, but the silence convinced him it was a prank. Some sick joke, maybe a recording, maybe coincidence. Then his phone buzzed again. A voicemail notification. From the same unknown number. Hands shaking, Marcus played it. It was only 5 seconds long. The message was recorded inside his apartment. He could hear the faint hum of the radiator, the distant city noise from outside, and his own voice whispering, You didn't hang up fast enough. The bedroom door creaked. Very slowly, it began to open. Marcus didn't scream. He couldn't. His body refused to move as a shadow stretched across the floor, longer than it should have been, bending unnaturally as it slid toward his bed. His phone buzzed one last time. A text message. Look at the time. His eyes dropped to the screen. 3:17 a.m. The same time as the first call. The shadow stopped moving. From the hallway came a sound Marcus would never forget. His own voice, speaking softly, just inches from the door. Now you know how it starts. The police found Marcus's apartment empty the next morning. Bed unmade. Phone on the floor. No signs of forced entry. But neighbors reported something strange. At exactly 3:17 a.m., every night since, someone could be heard walking the hallway outside Marcus's old unit. Slow footsteps. Careful ones. As if learning the layout. Marcus stopped answering the phone after that night. He unplugged it, powered it off, even removed the SIM card. Still, every night at exactly 3:17 a.m., something woke him. Not a sound more like the feeling of being watched. His eyes would snap open, heart pounding, staring at the dark ceiling of his Chicago apartment. The first few nights, nothing happened. No calls, no messages, just the silence. Then the voicemail notifications started appearing again. No missed calls. No ring history. Just voicemails, time-stamped 3:17 a.m. Each one was worse than the last. The recordings weren't random anymore. They were moments from his life, things no one else could have known. The sound of his mother laughing in the kitchen years ago. A conversation he'd had with an ex-girlfriend in this very apartment. The exact moment he'd whispered to himself, alone, that he felt like someone was always behind him. On the 5th night, the voicemail played something new. Footsteps. Slow. Measured. Echoing. Marcus listened with his phone pressed to his ear as the footsteps moved closer, stopping just outside a door, his bedroom door. That night, he slept with the lights on and the door barricaded with a chair. At 3:17 a.m., the lights flickered anyway. His phone vibrated once. A text message appeared on the dark screen. "You're ahead of schedule." The next day, Marcus tried to leave Chicago. He packed a bag, called in sick to work, and drove toward the expressway. But every digital sign along the road glitched as he passed. Letters scrambled. Numbers flickered. 317, 317, 317. His GPS recalculated endlessly, looping him through the same streets no matter which turn he took. By sunset, he was back in front of his apartment building, engine idling, hands shaking on the steering wheel. That night, the phone rang again. This time he answered. "You're not supposed to be here," Marcus said, his voice breaking. "I know," his voice replied calmly. "That's why this hurts." The call didn't end. No matter how long Marcus stayed on the line, the timer never moved past 3:17 a.m. The voice on the other end began narrating things before they happened. "You're standing up now." Marcus stood. "You're walking to the mirror." He tried to stop himself. His legs moved anyway. In the mirror, his reflection lagged just slightly like a bad video stream. When Marcus raised his hand, the reflection waited a second too long before copying him. "You see it now," the voice said softly. "That's the version that stays." The reflection smiled. Marcus did not. The phone grew heavy in his hand, burning hot. The voice lowered to a whisper. "Every time you ignored the call, every time you listened, it brought us closer together." The reflection stepped forward. The glass rippled like water. Marcus screamed as something cold grabbed his wrist from inside the mirror and pulled. The room stretched, warped, folded inward. His phone hit the floor. The last voicemail recorded that night was 30 seconds long. It captured Marcus crying, glass shattering, and a second set of footsteps walking away. Police found the apartment empty again. No blood, no body, just a cracked mirror and a phone on the floor. At exactly 3:17 a.m., the phone rang. This time, the call went through, and somewhere in Chicago, another phone lit up in the dark. Unknown number. The first new victim didn't live far from Marcus's old apartment. Her name was Lena Ortiz, a night shift nurse who slept through most afternoons and kept her phone on loud in case the hospital called. When her phone rang at 3:17 a.m., she assumed it was work. She answered without hesitation. "Hello." Silence. Then breathing. She pulled the phone away from her ear. "If this is a prank." "Lena," the voice said softly, "you're lying on your left side. Your window is open." Her stomach tightened. Outside her bedroom, Chicago traffic hummed faintly. She hadn't told anyone she slept with the window open. "Who is this?" she whispered. There was a pause. Then the voice spoke again, and this time it sounded frightened. "Don't answer the next call." The line went dead. Lena sat upright, heart racing. When her phone rang again immediately, unknown number. Against every instinct, she answered. This voice was calmer, colder. "You already did," it said. Over the next week, police reports began piling up missing persons, abandoned apartments, cracked mirrors, phones left behind with voicemail logs full of calls that never appeared in call histories. Every case shared one detail. The timestamp, 3:17 a.m. A local podcast picked up the pattern, then a news station. The story spread online under different names. The 317 calls, the mirror voice, Chicago's sleeping hour. People joked about it, made memes, stayed up late just to see if their phones would ring. Some of them answered. One man claimed the voice told him exactly how he would die. He didn't make it to sunrise. Another woman recorded her call. When she played it back, her own voice wasn't on the recording, but something else was breathing in time with her. Then the rules started changing. Phones rang earlier, 3:14 a.m., 3:12 a.m. Sometimes the call didn't come at all. Instead, people received voicemails they hadn't missed. "You're already behind." Surveillance footage caught people speaking to empty rooms, nodding as if listening to someone else. Some were seen standing in front of mirrors for hours, motionless, until the reflection moved first. At 3:17 a.m. one night, the Chicago emergency system glitched. Every digital clock in a downtown office building reset at the same moment. Every phone in the building rang once. No one answered. Security footage later showed the mirrors on all 20 floors cracked simultaneously. Across the city, the calls continued. And somewhere inside the reflections, inside the phones, inside the exact second between 3:16 and 3:18, Marcus's voice was still dialing, still warning, still too late.